Guys, we're out at the truck here. It's almost midnight. I've been dealing with this in this truck since I bought it a couple weeks ago. No heat. It blows air. There's heat in the back, but there's no heat in the front here. I found where you can do like a self-test on this thing. Turn it to on. Off floor auto. Because this is an auto climate control. And it was throwing the code 6622 on the display for the blend door actuator. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our key in, turn it to on. Okay, just let it do its thing. And then we're gonna come over here and this is very quick succession on this, very quick. So get your fingers on the off and the floor. So both at the same time, we're gonna tap, release, and hit auto quickly. Okay, so off floor, auto. Now you see the little fan thing going up. Now watch what happens. This is the code you're gonna get, 2266. That's the code for that particular module. So hit the defrost to exit. I had another one off my other vehicle, but what I didn't realize is that's a manual, this is an auto, and the actuator is inherently different. Like the manual air conditioner, it has an actual circuit board in the actuator, whereas the other one doesn't. As we get into this, I'll show you, because I pull them both apart. But anyway, if you're having no heat in the front, and you're getting that code, if you perform that test, you have that code, this video is for you. If you find another used actuator, we can actually repair it. Mine had a stripped gear, so I'm gonna show you how. All right, guys, so we need to get access to this actuator, blend door actuator. We need to pull these tabs back on both sides at the same time to get them to clear. Pull on both sides, and then it's gonna drop. Right up here is our actuator on top. It has little pins. It has one on either side. Pins are in place up here, both sides and the back. There's one in the back. Now you don't really have to do anything other than unplug it to get this thing out. We have it unplugged. Now we're gonna get a screwdriver in this little gap between the actuator and this housing. The trick is, what I found works really good, it's a nice fat flat screwdriver. As you can see, this is a nice hefty one, and it has a really fat shaft on it. So as we stick it in there, the shaft itself is going to pop it apart. So if you need to, you can kind of push up on the actuator a little bit, because if it's all the way down, there may not be enough gap. But anyway, we're going to stick it in the gap right here. Now listen. Both front clips unclip, just pushing it in. Okay, now we're going to go all the way to the back and rotate. There was the third one. When we pull this thing out, as you can see over here on the right side, this is the shaft that goes down inside. That needs to come up and clear. It's pretty long, okay? Then we can move the actuator and bring it out, okay? So just be careful that you lift it up all the way in order to get that shaft out. All right, guys, so what we're gonna do here is we have a smaller flat screwdriver, and you can see all these tabs all the way around this thing here. Now, what we want to do is we're going to start just gently popping these tabs, and as we do it, we want to kind of pull back so they don't spring back in place. So let me try to do this on camera here. So I'm just going to slip it under and lift up just a little bit. See that little crack form? I'm going to kind of hold it with my hand, and we're going to try to make sure it doesn't slip back. Okay? We're just going to work around, see how it clicked back. So I'm just trying to hold it a little bit. You can kind of get a little crack, and I'm kind of smashing my thumb in there so my skin pinches in there and it doesn't allow it to go all the way back. So we're just going to work around. You have to start on one end, just go from one to the next. Make sure you keep the top of it here. Keep that generally on top. Don't flip it over yet. So we're just going to work around, just gently pop these. It takes very little effort, actually. I think this is all the way around. Okay, so there's our cap. Now we're going to hold the base and gently pop the top, okay? Now, what we've done is we've left everything in here in the base, and the cap is simply the cap. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this gear here and we're going to set it aside, and just note how everything's in here. We're going to set this one aside, okay? Set it down. And this one we're going to pop out straight up. Now it's got these little tabs on it. See all these little feet, okay? These sense the position of this thing. So we want to gently just bring them up. Not much, make sure they're even. If any of them are bent down, just gently pop them up with a screwdriver so they're all about the same height. As you can see, they are about the same height. And we're just going to kind of wipe them off a little bit. Make there's no dirt on it, no dirt on it. And then down in here, you can see the wiper where this wipes. It gets a resistance. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a glove. I meant to do this before, but you're just going to take the tip of your finger and we're just going to wipe this. Just wipe this around. There's just no junk or anything on this. It's greasy. Don't wipe the grease off. Just leave it there. Okay, so there we go. We've wiped that off. Now we're going to pull this gear out and check it and make sure we don't have any bad teeth on it or anything. So let's just visually check this thing. I see the problem. We have a missing tooth right there. See that? We're missing a tooth. That's why it was clunking when I was hearing it run. So I do have a missing tooth. I could definitely see where it's going to want to jam, because I heard it when it was running. I was hearing it go clunk, clunk, clunk. So anyway, but let's put all this back together. Like I said, it was working again. I did hear the sound, and I was afraid there was probably a tooth missing or damaged. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go grab that other one I have, and we're going to pop the gear out of it and see if it's the same gear. We might be able to repair this one. Okay, guys, so here's the one out of my other truck. When I plugged it in, it acted like it was bad. I know it's good, but it's just different. So this one will not work. But what we're going to do is we're going to pop it apart and see if that's the same gear. If it's the same gear, we may be able to just swap gears. You know, I don't know if this is going to work or not yet, but let's just pop it apart. I mean, this thing looks absolutely identical. Obviously, the electronics and the feedback, as far as that part goes, is not the same. But physically, it is the same. It's a little bit harder to get under these, I'll tell you that. There we go. Okay, top cover. Let's pop it off. And, yep, it's definitely the same gears. So, guys, we're going to grab the gears out of this. Yeah, look at the electronics. It's totally different board. In fact, this is a manual. So obviously the electronics are all in it, whereas this one, the electronics are in the automatic part, in the module. So guys, I think what we're going to do is we're going to use, just to be safe, we're going to go ahead and use both the gears that were in this one and drop them in here. So this is the part that came out of this one. So we're going to put it back because we know it's okay. We just need the gears, and those gears match up identical. There is no difference in these gears other than the color. Well, that's great. So let's make sure the grease, we've got a good amount of grease on these. I might try to catch some of this excess grease laying around and actually get it on the gear. And let's see, I get a little bit more of this excess grease on it down in here. That should work. All right, back together, and then pop him in. There, beautiful. Now we need to put those gears in this one. But this one's now working. Okay, so just make sure everything is in correctly. I'm going to take this and I'm going to pull this down and hold it from here so this is all lined up. And now we're just going to pop this cover on nice and square. Like that. We're going to go around and make sure we push down on every one of these tabs. Make sure all the tabs are all in, like so. There we go. That thing is good as new. Let's go put it in. All right, guys, we're ready to drop this in. Now, in this particular one, this is much easier than it looks. So the biggest thing I have to do is hold up this wiring harness a little bit. And actually, it's fairly easy except for the camera in the way. So this has to come to the side. This plug goes to the front, which, I mean, we can go ahead and plug it in. It's fine. All right, I'm gonna hold this wiring harness up a little bit and gently, don't put pressure on that shaft, but we're just gonna slip it in, find the shaft, position where it goes. Partly line up these pins. You can kind of tell when you have it in the right place. It's a bit of a pain. Yep. Definitely a bit of a pain, guys. I'm gonna have to move my camera so I can actually get my hand in here and do this. So let me get you zoomed in a little bit here. Like I say, the biggest thing is we need to make sure that we get it all lined up when we pop it in. Okay? So I'm gonna put a finger under it and hold it up. That seems to work the best. And you can kind of balance it between your top finger and your bottom finger and find the position. This is like super annoying. Oh, there, I just felt it go down. I got the rod in the right place. Now, I need to turn it to make sure it's engaged. Okay. Yeah. The pins are in place up here, both sides and the back. There's one in the back. Just get up in there and push down and make sure it's all the way down in there. Your plug is plugged in. And let's perform the test again. Off floor, auto. Let it run through the test again. And by the way, this pretty much the whole time this is doing this, you see it's passed now. Now we're good. Pretty much the whole time it's doing this, you're going to be able to hear that thing running. Like the way I knew first it was stuck was I actually had my hand on it and I was feeling it as it was running the test and I felt it like do a little and I was like, wait a minute, it is trying to move. So that's when I took it apart and found it was jammed. So anyway, all right, guys. Well, it's been a couple weeks. I've been trying to get this video edited and I realized I still need the footage to confirm this worked. We have heat. I drove it the other night, which we have some other things we're working on it right now. But yep, that's all good. So if you just have a stripped gear in your actuator, in your blend door module, you know, then you're gonna be good. Switch it out, put in new gears in it. Find a bad actuator and just replace the gears or, you know, whatever. But that worked. So hope that helps somebody.